Welcome back. It's great to have you with us. The Senate will, probably by the end of this week, vote on confirmations of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard. This after two separate Senate panels on party line votes voted to send their nominations to the floor for full consideration. Taurean Small is on Capitol Hill and joins us. The big question this morning, Taurean, as you well know, was what would Bill Cassidy, Republican senator from Louisiana, do about the RFK Jr. nomination question in committee? He went to the Senate floor after voting to move that nomination forward and gave a speech outlining some of the reasons he's now backing RFK Jr. after raising several questions bordering on concerns. Let's take a quick listen.
Mr. Kennedy and the administration committed that he and I would have an unprecedentedly close collaborative working relationship if he is confirmed. We will meet or speak multiple times a month. This collaboration will allow us to work well together and therefore to be more effective.
Taurean, what also did Senator Cassidy say about this decision and why he feels comfortable making it?
Well, Major, what's fascinating about the timeline of this storyline with Cassidy, the will he, won't he, the idea behind voting for RFK was something that he struggled with, as he said during that confirmation hearing, because he is a medical doctor. He took pause with the fact that Kennedy has previously bashed the American healthcare system associated with the anti-vax community and has gone on to bash the American healthcare system. What we've seen, though, in the coming days or the days since that hearing was Cassidy come out saying that it took the counsel of J.D. Vance, the vice president, the White House, and several what he's calling very intense conversations with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for him to come to this decision. He feels that he made this decision based on the concessions that the several parties made, and he feels that they'll have an open line of communication moving forward to help alleviate some of those concerns. I should also mention, though, that he's a two-term senator up for re-election in 2026. He had faced quite a bit of public pressure, not just from those in Trump's orbit, but other Republicans. Clay Higgins, a Republican from Louisiana, his home state, posted on social media that RFK Jr., in his words, will be the head of HHS, whether he likes it or not. So vote with his conscience or not, this is going to happen, and we will be watching. Those are his words. So these very public threats of sorts to his seat come 2026 could be a reason why. We asked him about that, if that was a part of his thought process. He said that that wasn't the case, Major.
Taurean, catch us up on Tulsi Gabbard and what happened today.
Yeah, so we saw the Intel committee vote her out of committee down seemingly a party line. It was a 9-8 vote. That committee is split with Republicans having the majority, the slight majority there. We were watching Senator Todd Young, who had previously expressed reservations about her nomination. He had some questions about her allegiance, her association with dictators like Assad al-Bashar of Syria, now ousted leader there, and her previous criticism of the American intel community. We also know that Susan Collins was another person to watch on that panel. Ultimately, though, Young and Collins came to the decision before this vote that they were going to support her, and that's ultimately what we saw happen here.
Taurean Small on Capitol Hill, thank you very, very much.